My name is Donna Painter. I'm married to Jack, and we have 3 daughters, Virginia, Amy, and Claire. Our family has been here at MCC for about 4 years now. My calling has been in the ministry of healing prayer, and this journey for me began about 15 years ago when we were at a previous church. And it was a church with a lot of elderly people, and there came a time when I just felt a calling from God to go visit some of these elderly people who were near the end of their life. And I don't know where that came from. I had never prayed with people out loud before, but it was very clear to me God was calling me to do that. So that's what I did. I went and prayed with people and began to feel God calling me deeper into the ministry of prayer. That led me to volunteer at Hospice of Cincinnati, where I ended up becoming a volunteer chaplain there. I ministered there for 10 years to people at the end of life, which was an amazing journey for me because it was a place where life happens. People think of it as a place where people come to die, but a lot of good things happen there at the end of life. A lot of healing of relationships, a lot of forgiveness, a lot of life-giving things go on. And so for me, that was an amazing journey that was great. That led me to decide that I wanted more. I wanted to learn more, so I went back to get my master's degree in religious and pastoral studies. And in that process, Jack and I ended up coming to Marymount Church, coming to check things out at Marymount Church. And as I did that, I also became introduced to the Holy Spirit. And the person of the Holy Spirit and my relationship with the Holy Spirit really changed my life and transformed my ministry into a whole new place. I began praying for people at the well here at Marymount Church and just became more deeply involved. I wanted more training, so I traveled back and forth to Florida for 4 different weeks to get specific training in healing prayer ministry at Christian Healing Ministries through a man named Francis McNutt. And I just kept journeying along this path until I had a vision for starting a healing service here at Marymount Church. God gave me a very clear vision of this happening in our chapel. So I was fortunate enough to be able to do that and led that service for 2 years. Right now, I serve the Lord in a ministry called Roots and Branches, a Center for Healing and Growth. I'm part of the prayer team ministry there. We have people that come in for prayer for 1.5 hour sessions, a series of sessions. We listen, we journey with them, and we call Jesus and his ministry of healing into their life situations, and it's been awesome. I also do some prayer training through Roots and Branches. We teach healing prayer to different churches around the city. In addition to that, I'm a part of a citywide healing service that is happening in Cincinnati right now with a wide variety of churches that are getting involved. Healing is just sort of springing up, and the awareness of what Jesus is doing and the opportunity to be involved in that ministry is growing in an incredible way. So that is my journey, and that's where I am today. This work is important because unless we are people who are in an ongoing personal journey of healing, we can't be effective ambassadors for Christ. We can't lead others to Christ unless we are in a place of being healed and connecting on that deeper level with the Lord. And healing is a part of the gift of our salvation. Jesus came to heal us in body, in soul, and spirit. And it's the way that we become more like Jesus, to bring our hurts and our woundednesses to him and allow him to recreate us and renew us and refresh us. My work has impacted my family in both positive and negative ways, I would say. First of all, my husband Jack, many of you know, is also a man who's very passionate about what he believes and what he likes to study and research. And he's He's spoken about that here. And I am very passionate about my work, and I love to study more about the healing ministry and learn more classes, more schooling, that sort of thing. So it can be difficult sometimes when Jack and I are at home. He's off in his man cave, as I call it, and he's doing his research and study, and he's thinking. And I'm over here doing my spiritual stuff with the Bible and praying and meditating. And so it can be kind of polarizing. I mean, it's cool in a sense that we're both passionate about things, really passionate, but it can lead us in opposite directions sometimes. So we need to be really intentional about coming together to say, hey, and for me to ask him about his work and what he's discovering and learning, and for him to say to me, hey, what happened today, and that sort of thing. So we have to work at that. On the positive side, I've seen God do miracles in my own family since I have been involved in this ministry. Over the last few years, everyone in my family, except for one person, has been baptized in water and in the Holy Spirit. And this is nothing short of a miracle. I can just tell you that. My husband, our youngest daughter, Claire, our daughter who got married, Ginny, and her now husband all had this experience, and I got to watch it and be a part of it, which is supernaturally fantastic. Our one daughter, who has not yet been baptized in water or the Spirit, is going to church now down in Charlotte, North Carolina. She's seeking out prayer teams. She's wanting a Bible. She's actively moving in that same direction. And I have no doubt that God is going to lead her into the fullness of His life and love in her. So it's just that when we follow our passions, when we are obedient to what God calls us to do, it overflows onto others, and the first people out there are our family. So just get ready for your family to be transformed as you are transformed.